What a complete mess. Look at Meth Lab Central. Got epoxy everywhere. Made progress, but I made a big mess. Got a little cutting station for glass. I'm sanding. Made my own little scaffolding. Okay, my biggest headache of this entire boat. Okay, not the biggest, but one of the biggest is this hole right here. Finally got some glass laid on it. See, about 5 layers of glass on here. I'm probably gonna put a couple more layers to get this kind of built out, then I'll fair it. I'm actually kind of happy. Got glass on it. Large pieces of glass. Whew, what a pain in the neck it is to get that on there. Alright. There's epoxy everywhere. I think I even epoxied my feet to my sandals. I should have wore a little monkey suit, but I'm stubborn today. Anyways, these pieces done. Ready for fairing. I know it looks like a deep groove, but it's not. Got a bubble here I gotta take care of. It's done. Down there, the sun isn't glare. Done. Fingers crossed. Hopefully today is a Monday. Tomorrow, a few more minor layers of glass, and then get ready for some fairing. I'm looking forward to fairing because that is my halfway point. Fairing is my halfway. Get some fairing compound, skim this, smooth this back out, get ready for some glass. You ever have one of those days where you just want to crawl back under the covers and call it a day? That was yesterday for me. Let me explain. This product here is Fast Fair epoxy fairing compound. I like it. Those of you commenting down below saying you don't like it, well, guess where you can put it. Anyways, I like this fairing compound a lot. Nice epoxy, good sealant. It sands really nicely. You gotta sand it the next day. It gets harder and harder as it goes along, and it gets harder and harder to sand. So you gotta sand it the next day. You mix this up as a 2-part. So 1 and 2, mix it up about a golf size. You can get away with like maybe a softball size, a little bit more. But then you put it on, fair it in. It's kind of like mudding sheetrock, but a little bit different because you don't want to put thick layers because this stuff still does crack if it's thick. This is just smooth fairing compound. So you put it on at those sizes, about a softball size, whatever. You mix it up, put it on there, gives you plenty of time to smooth it out, and makes life easier. But if you're like me, and one day decided to get the great idea of mixing up a larger size, then you get into this absolutely of a mess. I mixed up a small, about a basketball size of this stuff. That wasn't the whole problem. Another problem is I mixed up in an epoxy mixing cup that I thought that I cleaned out pretty well, but I didn't. So as I was mixing this stuff up, I ended up catching flakes of epoxy resin. And so when I quickly applied this, now the flakes of epoxy resin is stuck in here, and I've been spending the morning sanding this section down. I should not have done that. That was my mistake. You need to work in small sections and small amounts, and that was just me trying to go faster and faster. Because this is my halfway point. My halfway point is fairing. So all the glass work is pretty much done. The holes are repaired, and I have faired the holes, and this is a very solid boat. So I need to fair in, smooth out these holes, and also the rudder. Then I need to sand. This is going to take several months to do. And then after the fairing's done, I'm going to add 2 layers of 1708 on top of this. Yes, for those when people comment, it's an overkill. But what do we determine? It's my boat. I'll do what I want. So someone asked me about gel coat. What is gel coat? Why do you have it? Why is it there? So the white part of the boat is the gel coat. When you wax and polish it, it makes the boat look really pretty. And there's other many reasons that the gel coat's there. On the hulls of the boat, whether it's monohull or catamaran or trimaran, whatever it is, majority of the time it's below the waterline to get the mold, to get the boat out of the mold. It helps pop it out of the mold. There's other reasons, and so those of you can comment down below what those reasons are, but I'm not going to explain them all. But do you need gel coat below the waterline? No. Gel coat is not watertight. Water gets behind gel coat. So do you need gel coat below the waterline? Absolutely not. That's why you have, in previous videos, a gel peeler. And when you use the gel peeler correctly, like I didn't, it basically peels all the layer, all the bottom paint, all the anti-foul, all the bottom paint, and all the gel coat. It peels it down to glass. And it peels it nice and smooth, and that's the reason it's a gel peeler, because you don't need a gel coat below here. I have raised my water line up a bit, so I'm going to have a new water line, and I'm going to put a new bootstrap up here. But basically the gel coat, you do not need to spray it below the water line. Now, if you want to spray it on the sides of the boat, the top of the boat, in future videos, you'll see that I am going to do that. The gel coat does add protection to the boat from the UV rays and sunshine, and of course white doesn't get hot like any other color. White is good for sunshine. I'll show you a neat tool that I have to be able to sand these holes smooth, because if you have like a little 5-inch, 6-inch orbital sander, when you're laying into it, you end up having these grooves, and it's not going to show on camera, but these grooves. So the other option is to take a longboard and sand it by hand. No, I'm not doing that. I'll show you the tool later. It makes a really nice and smooth sanding process. Alright, I'll talk to you later, friends. Bye.
It's a snow day, and isn't it cool?